What's up, Boxica fam? I'm here with Claire, our new super coach from the UK. Hi, Claire.
Hi.
How's it going?
I'm good, thank you.
Claire's slightly nervous, so so today's episode, I've got some questions for Claire. I thought this would be a great opportunity to introduce the members to Claire. She's only been here a few weeks. She's now in the schedule. And I wanted to find out a little bit about Claire's past and history and how she got into fitness and nutrition and everything else. And so here we go. So the first bit, I just wanted Claire to introduce yourself, just a brief bio on your history, where you're from, so the members get a little bit more about that.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Claire. Yes, I've just moved here from the UK a month ago. I'm originally from North Wales, but I left the UK when I was 21 to go travelling with the intention to just go away travelling for a year. I had a holiday visa for New Zealand, so the plan was to go away, come back. But my path took me in a completely different direction, and I ended up staying in New Zealand for 9 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a long holiday.
Yeah, so I did a bit of traveling before I went to New Zealand, and then the plan was to travel around New Zealand and choose my most favourite place where I could see myself living and working for a year. And I got to Queenstown, which is like South Island in New Zealand. And
it's quite a famous place, right, Queenstown. A lot of people that go travelling there. Yeah,
it's very much a touristy town.
Yeah. And you decided 9 years was better than 1 year.
And, it was the adventure capital of the world. And I just loved what it had to offer in terms of, like, adventure and lifestyle. Lifestyle over there seemed, just really easy. And, so...
And that was a big chunk of your life. And then you left New Zealand, went back to the UK.
Yes, so I left New Zealand, went back to the UK for nearly 3 years. I didn't go back to Wales. I moved to a place called Cheshire. And I built my PT business again from scratch and went from there, really.
Cool. Well, I just thought of something for you guys that don't know. Me and Danny, Max Cowles on Instagram, Coach Danny, are best friends. We've been friends for a long time, and we have a long history together. And we went to the same school. And Claire is Danny's little sister, if you didn't know that already. So, great. Okay. Now, I wanted to find out how or why you got into the fitness industry. So I know when you first went to New Zealand, you were doing the bungee jumping thing, right?
Before I went to New Zealand, I left the UK as a dental nurse. Right,
so you left the UK as a dental nurse. Mm-hmm. You went travelling, or supposedly you were supposed to travel to New Zealand just for a year or so, mm-hmm. but you ended up... So you went to New Zealand as a dental nurse, and you left as a fitness professional.
Yes.
So let's talk about what did you do when you first got to New Zealand, and then how was that transition into the fitness industry? Why did you get into the fitness industry?
Okay. So I got a job at a bungee jumping company in Queenstown, and it was a fairly big company. There was like three different bungee sites. So I worked at one of the sites, and my main role there was a host. So I would greet all the big backpacker buses coming in, and share their experience of them taking the big leap to bungee jump. So working was always fun. A lot of social events, and arriving in New Zealand by myself, it was a great job because I met lots of friends from all different parts of the world. And
how many jumps did you do?
Oh,
like every day you would jump?
Yeah, like every day.
Every day?
Every day I would do a bungee jump.
Like multiple times a day?
Yeah.
There isn't a limit, like a health limit on how many you need to do. It's fine.
No. I mean, you know, when I first started working there, I just lived and breathed like AJ Hackett bungee. I loved it. So, you know, I had a few different roles. I was like a host. And then I would work on deck as well, like with the guys who would like throw people off. So I'd be putting people in the harness and then passing them over to the guys.
Is that what you call it? Throw people off?
Yeah. So every day was, you know, no day was the same. Yeah. Every day was different. And it was, a lot of fun. I did a bungee jump with Stephen Fry.
Wow,
actually.
Cool. Nice.
Yeah.
Anyone else like famous or that went through?
No.
Have you got like a most
just
memorable jump? Like, is there one moment where, I don't know, the wire almost snapped or whatever?
Yeah. So, well, no, not the wire didn't snap. But did Daniel ever tell you about when he came over and he did a bungee jump?
If he did, I've forgotten the story.
No. Yeah, he was scared.
Was he?
Yeah, but he was hiding it.
Guys, if you see Danny in the class next time, Scaredy Pants is his new name.
And I actually threw him off.
You threw him off?
Yeah, I've got a video of me, throwing him off the bridge.
What, literally like pushing him off the bridge? Oh, wow. How long was he there? Was he like scared? Was he like stood there for a while before he actually did it?
He was nervous.
Little Scaredy Pants. Okay.
He did really well. It was his first time.
Well, that sounds like a really fun... How long did you do that for?
So that was 4 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a long old time bungee jumping. And
but it was honestly it was the best 4 years of my life.
Yeah, I bet it was fun.
A lot of fun. Amazing memories, you know, met a lot of friends from, you know, different places, but also because I was the host and I would meet all the backpackers coming in, you meet people and then so it was very exciting. And
then you started, did you start training yourself? What was your kind of like fitness journey out of that and into the being a PT?
Yeah, so because it was very social, and there was like a few different bungee sites, so it was a fairly big company, so there'd always be things going on. And then, you know, I'd be meeting people from the buses during the day and they'd be saying, oh, are you going out tonight? And, you know, you end up just having too much of a good time. And I think what happened, I just got to a point where, you know, I was going out a lot, I was drinking, it was encouraging weight gain, unhealthy habits, and I just reached a point where it was like enough is enough, and you know, it wasn't sustainable.
4 years is a good party stint, though.
Yeah, and I just started to feel like really unhappy and self-conscious in my body, and I decided, right, I'm gonna make a change. So I got myself a personal trainer in the gym to, you know, learn how to, you know, do everything in the gym.
Yeah.
And I just said, right, I'm going to commit 3 months to just training, no drinking, cleaning up my diet. And during that 3 months, I lost a lot of weight. My body started changing, and I just started to feel, the positive effects of, you know, exercising, movement, good nutrition, and it all started from there. Really, it's funny actually, because so we used to have to get a bus from like the town to the bungee site, because the bungee site was like 25 minutes from the town centre. So we'd all the staff would meet at the station, we call it, in the morning.
Right.
and then the bus would drive us out to the bridge, and then we'd just be there all day. And so one day I said to the guy driving the bus as he was driving us back into the town after a working day, I said, "Hey, can you just drop me off here and I'm going to run back?"
Nice.
And girls, because at the time I was living with 2 girls that also worked at the bungee place, so I said to the girls, "Hey, can you just take my bags to the station, and I'm going to run back to the station." And everyone thought I was crazy. They were like, "What?" I said, "It's fine." So I started doing that, and then I increased it to 2 times. And then before I knew it, like 3 times a week, I was getting the bus to drop me off, but I was getting him to drop me like further and further away from the station. And then people from work would literally just start driving past me and like shout things out the window, like, "You're crazy." And it's like, but I was a woman on a mission. I'd started.
Yeah.
I was like,
that's so good.
Yeah, so I don't know why I went off on a tangent then, but yeah, so it's kind of where it started really. And then so I did that 3 months, and then I was like, right, I want to like be a part of something. I didn't want to just go to the gym by myself. So I joined a CrossFit gym and got hooked on the whole, you know, wanting to continuously like push yourself, and then being surrounded by people who like shared the same goals as you. So I got into CrossFit, and then through getting into CrossFit myself, then that made me want to start coaching. So I started coaching CrossFit at the gym, and then I gave up my job at the bungee place, because I'd outgrown it now, because you know my lifestyle was changing, and you know, so
you weren't an alcoholic anymore.
No, so I actually started working. My friend owned a smoothie bar,
right?
So I actually started working with him. In this smoothie bar.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Smoothie Bay, if you're listening to this, we need a new smoothie. Claire's taking over. Actually, on a serious note, we might need your input on the smoothies, because I want to make another smoothie. And Smoothie Bay made the Hulk, so no, he's got credit for that. But we need a new one. We need a fresh smoothie, so we'll definitely get you with Smoothie Bay on that one. Anyway, carry on.
Yeah, so I was like, right, okay, it's time for a change. Oh no, sorry. Before that, I left the bungee jumping place, and then I started working for a skydiving company.
Oh shit. Okay.
But it was less social, and it was more.
Did you skydive?
Yes.
Like daily?
No, I only did 3 skydives.
Okay.
I didn't really like skydiving, not as much as I enjoyed bungee jumping.
Yeah.
But it was more of a like office space.
Okay.
So you know.
Yeah.
Not.
And then what was the smoothie thing like? I'm intrigued.
So then I started working for my friend in his smoothie. It's just a smoothie bar place with like healthy food, and it was called Rehab.
That's a nice transition from. It was called Rehab.
I went to Rehab.
Yeah. That's it's all making sense now. 4 years as an alcoholic, and then you started working at a smoothie bar called Rehab. Amazing. Okay. So you're really getting into the fitness kind of scene. You're in the gym, the CrossFit gym. And
so it was
smoothies.
Just. Like even the, working at the skydiving place was great, but it still wasn't. It was in the tourist industry, and it wasn't where I was going. Yeah. So I gave that up and just focused on the smoothie place and coaching CrossFit.
Amazing.
So I got into coaching the classes there, and then I entered a weightlifting competition with a couple of people from the gym, just as a bit of fun. And then I was approached by one of the coaches from the New Zealand team, and he approached me and said, I want you to give up CrossFit and do weightlifting full time.
Oh, cool.
I see a lot of potential in you. So,
if anyone's wondering what weightlifting is, it's Olympic weightlifting. If you've watched the Olympics, there's two lifts, the snatch and the clean and jerk. That is what she's talking about. Some people, when you say weightlifting, they don't understand exactly what it is. So it's specifically two lifts, the snatch and the clean and jerk. You just Google it, you'll see. Carry on.
Yeah, so he said that he wanted to coach me with Olympic weightlifting. So then I gave up like doing CrossFit myself. I was still coaching CrossFit, but for my own training, I was just doing Olympic weightlifting.
That's quite serious. I mean, from someone that's, living an unhealthy life, gaining weight, to going on an Olympic lifting team, in a short period of time. I have a quick question. Like, what was your biggest struggle, either mentally or physically? Like, because some of the members that come in, especially the people in the fight camp, they're trying to get out of that unhealthy lifestyle that you were definitely in as well. And you went into the healthy lifestyle, and you're obviously in great shape now, and you've been, practicing fitness for years now. But, is there anything that you went through mentally or physically during that time?
Yeah,
breaking those bad habits.
For sure, it can be quite lonely when you're trying to break away from an environment that isn't so healthy.
I'm sure all your friends were still like living that lifestyle, and
so you kind of if your friends don't support this new lifestyle you want to embark on, then you then have to make new friends with people that kind of share the same goals as you.
Yeah. And you did that. You kind of like moved away from the unhealthy group and started hanging around with the people from the CrossFit box and stuff like that.
Yeah. I over the years, for sure, friendships have changed due to the change in my lifestyle. Because when I worked at the bungee jumping company, I was kind of seen as Claire, like she's always fun, she always wants to go out and drink, and but that was no longer who I wanted to be.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's interesting.
So then I made that change. I left that job, found a job that was more suited to where I was going.
Yeah.
Made new friends. I mean, I kept a couple of friends, the ones that supported what I was wanting to do and where I was heading. So yeah, but it can be I can totally relate to anyone who, doesn't feel like maybe they have the support of wanting to make change, or, you don't want to be that person anymore that wants to always go out drinking or eating unhealthy food. Yeah,
your circle makes a big... Your partner and your circle, the people that you hang around with, if you've got the friends that always go out for drinks or whatever it is, and that's your way of socializing with them, it's difficult because you want to do healthy things now instead, so the relationships break. I think that's a very good point, and that'd probably help a lot of people. And then, so you did the weightlifting thing. When did you start doing personal training on that whole?
Yeah, so during that time, when I was teaching CrossFit and I was training, doing Olympic weightlifting myself, I decided to go back to the UK to do my personal training course, because at the time it was just more feasible. It meant I could go back to the UK, do my course, and then fly back to New Zealand. So that's what I did. I went back to the UK and just focused on that. Went back to New Zealand, then built my clientele from there.
Nice. And this, for those of you, I do know that Claire's an extremely successful personal trainer. She was fully booked in the UK, and she was very sought after. So she's got a lot of knowledge, not just about the actual exercise and training itself, obviously that's a given if you're a full PT, but also in the relationship and mental side of that whole thing as well, because that's huge. For example, the people in the fight camp that are trying to lose weight, the main struggles are not the physical exercise or nutrition. In such they have the knowledge and the will and they're coming to the training, but it's the mental aspect and the side of it that they struggle with, the consistency, and I know that particularly that's something that you're very good, because you have a client join you and they'll stay with you forever. I mean, I don't think you lost that many clients at all, did you? I mean, you had the same people with you for a long time. Okay, so great. I have a question. You left New Zealand and you went to live in the UK. Mm-hmm. Was your plan to live in the UK when you did that?
Yes.
Okay. So what was it about New Zealand that you were like, yeah, I'm done here?
I think I just got to a point where, now this time now I'd kind of like transitioned. I'd transitioned out of. I was no longer coaching CrossFit. I was working in like a boutique gym, like with my personal training clients.
Yeah.
And
you were full PT there as well in New Zealand?
I was a full PT there.
Full time, like fully booked, full time personal training.
Yeah.
Okay.
And by which time I'd stopped. I'd stopped Olympic weightlifting.
What was your training? What were you doing at that time, like training wise?
After
Yourself.
Olympic weightlifting?
Yeah, after Olympic weightlifting. You were training clients.
After the Olympic weightlifting, that kind of then forced me onto a path of like body transformations and more like body composition style of training, as opposed to CrossFit, functional training, weightlifting.
Yeah.
But that was due to the back injury. It kind of forced me then onto.
Okay, what was the back
path.
injury?
Well, that's what. That's why I had to give up weightlifting. Yeah, so I fractured my L5-S1.
Oh.
And yeah, it completely put me out for about 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a big injury.
Yeah. So for just a year, I did like swimming and Pilates.
Wow.
And then for another year, I just eased back in with weights.
Yeah.
But it took the focus from like go, like hard CrossFit to, okay, let's change this approach of training.
Oh, absolutely. I've been there before. I mean, when you're competing in anything and you're competing against other people, injuries happen. I think that's one of the reasons why CrossFit gets more than normal injuries. It's because people think it's a competition every workout. It's not. You just gotta sometimes you can't go as hard as you or as heavy as you want. You've got to pull it back.
Yeah.
But that's a big lesson. I mean, you must be really focusing on being injury free and just making sure that you're healthy now, rather than just trying to lift the most weight or whatever all the time.
Yeah, it was definitely a big change after competing with Olympic weightlifting and having plans to take that.
When did you start getting into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? That was in New Zealand, right?
Yeah, so I'd kind of gone through my transition of body transformations and body composition and slow controlled weight training.
Yeah.
And then, that gets boring.
Yeah. For sure.
So then it was time to try something else.
Yeah.
And the gym that I was working at, there was a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu place upstairs. And that's how it happened. The guy who owned it was also a personal trainer in the gym. So he'd been talking to me saying, oh, you should come upstairs and try it one time. And I was always a bit not sure with my back. And, I was just always a little bit scared. And then he used to train one of the ladies who was like a purple belt, Paula.
Right.
And we got talking one day, and she was like, "Oh, you'd be a great training partner for me because you're like similar weight, and I need someone to like practice with." So I thought, you know what, I'm going to give it a go.
Yeah.
So yeah, I started training with Paula, and then I just fell in love with jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And then I just gave that my all. And
seems like you're very when you get hooked on something, that's it. You're all in.
Yeah. So that was it. It was then it was jiu-jitsu.
I know that you've qualified in some different nutrition courses, and you did the body transformation thing as a PT, and nutrition is obviously a massive aspect of transforming the body. So, like, how did the whole nutrition thing come about? Like, why did you start focusing on nutrition a bit more? What was it about your own transformation or your clients' transformations where you were like, okay, I need to start learning about this a bit more? How was that journey?
I think it started with myself, and I felt like I didn't. It might sound vain, but I felt like I didn't look like I trained.
Yeah.
And I didn't know. I didn't know why.
Right.
Because I was training all the time, and didn't know why I wasn't seeing the changes that you'd think.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I tried like all different diets. I'd done the paleo diet.
Yeah.
I'd
been through that whole paleo thing as well. What else did you try? Like, was there any specific, like, low carb?
Yeah, I tried low carb.
Have you ever tried vegan?
Yeah, I did for a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
And then, and then it just made me want to, like, learn more about nutrition. And then I started taking, with my own nutrition, taking more of a overall balanced approach in terms of, not low carb and high fat, and I started thinking more of like a good amount of protein, good amount of carbs, fats, and more of a balance.
Yeah. Amazing.
And then I started noticing the changes in my body.
Yeah.
And I like just working with clients and helping them with their nutrition.
Yeah.
I just started to see, people's results. You can train every day, but if your nutrition is not in line with your goals, you're not going to get the result that you're looking for.
100%. You're just taking me back a memory when I first read in a magazine. I was actually still in the military at the time, about nutrition. So I'd always been into like health and fitness, but I started reading about it for the first time, and I didn't read into it. I just heard in an article that one of these famous trainers was saying nutrition is everything. So I started eating, just randomly started eating like the old school mentality of sliced. It was sliced plain chicken breast, like sliced like deli meat chicken breast or turkey, whatever it was, and a salad, like a lettuce salad. And I did that for, I think, like 3 days. That was my first experiment with nutrition.
Yeah.
And I'll always remember one of my another Marine that was living with me in the same room ordered a Domino's pizza. I think it was on the 3rd or the 4th day I was on this diet, and he was like, "Do you want some?" And I was like, "Nah, I'm good." And the guys had left like 3/4 of this pizza in the kitchen, and I was sleeping in my bed, and I could smell it in the night, and I was so hungry obviously at this time because I was eating like hardly any calories, and I just broke. I thought, like, I have the willpower, I can do this. And 3 days in I was dying, and I obviously demolished the pizza at like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. And that was my point where I was like, okay, this is not how to do this. And that's how I started, that's why I started like reading about it. But it's interesting that when you do add nutrition into the mix, the results come so much faster. Okay, that's great. And you started studying nutrition as well. I mean, you've done the MAC nutrition. Is it called MAC?
Yeah. Still currently doing it at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was that?
But it's an evidence-based course, and it covers a variety of like different topics. So it's a really in-depth course. But what I like about it, it's really practical that you can apply to, you apply it to a lot of clients.
Yeah.
With different, because not everyone's the same.
Yeah.
Everyone has different
for sure
things going on that not everyone's nutrition plan works for. It's not one size fits all.
100%.
So yeah, I just wanted to through my own experience with myself and my clients and trying different diets and trying different things, I already had built up a good amount of knowledge with nutrition.
From experience.
Yeah, and then also like hiring coaches myself as well. Because, as a coach, you need to be coached as well and have that accountability. And I wanted to learn. So in my time as well, I've had a few different coaches. So I've learned their way on nutrition as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, that just led me to, I wanted to do a nutrition course that was more, science-based.
Yeah.
Just cuts all the bull out basically, because there's just so much information out there in regards to nutrition that this just kind of cuts all that out, and it's straight to the good stuff. Yeah. And I just wanted to understand and understand why it works and just more about it, and to be able to help more people, because no client when they come to you is the same, and people have different factors going on that can
for sure
hinder their progress.
For sure. If you could like this podcast is mainly about you and your life and stuff like this, but now we're on the subject of nutrition. I wanted to kind of dive into that a little bit more and try and give some take-home points. The first podcast was me just talking about nutrition, and I give a few points. So I know we've touched on like everyone is different, not one size fits all, but in your experience working with so many clients, like if you could give to the members of Boxica, like maybe they're starting to think about the nutrition a little bit, they understand that it's key for transforming and losing body fat or whatever it is they want to do. Have you got like a few tips, pointers, something you struggled with, other clients have struggled with that you could share?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing with nutrition is, trying to come away from that all or nothing mentality, because it's a long road. Changing your body, it takes time. Nutrition needs to be, nutrition shouldn't feel like you're on a diet. It should feel like that's your lifestyle. And I try to teach that to my clients as well, that you shouldn't, when you're in a fat loss phase, it's going to be tough and you're going to need to grind, but it shouldn't be you need to enjoy what you're eating, because once that fat loss phase is up, then where do you go from there? Because you can't go back to eating the way you were. My biggest thing for nutrition is finding a plan that you can stay consistent with, that is for the long haul, not just for that 6, 8, 12 weeks.
Yeah. That's music to my ears. And everyone that's done the fight camp with me, I hope you guys are smiling right now, because that was very in line with what I try and teach people. Build a habit. I always say, live a fit and healthy lifestyle and you will look fit and healthy.
Mm-hmm.
And a lifestyle is your life. It's
Yeah.
what you do consistently, not on a diet and stuff like this. So that's amazing. No, I really, really like that. Is there anything else you want to share about like nutrition? But just on that one, if anyone out there now, any of the members are looking into their nutrition or anything like that, you can reach out to me or Claire at any time. We're happy to chat with you, and hopefully we can share some of our knowledge and help you guys out. And Claire's going to be joining me on the next fight camp as a coach as well, so you're going to get 2 coaches instead of 1, and I'm sure her experience and knowledge coming into the group will definitely help you guys a lot. And some areas maybe that I'm weaker at in nutrition coaching, she'll be able to come in and help, especially with the mindset side of it, and the support and her experience and everything as well. So is there anything else you want to share on nutrition before we move on that subject?
No, I think we it's finding what works for you.
I've got a question. What's your nutrition like now? Like, are you tracking your calorie intake now? Are you I know that you signed up with Pura.
Yeah.
So just talk a little bit about what you're doing, like personally now. Like, how are you managing? Obviously, you're new to Dubai. You want to see the place. You want to socialize. You've obviously got your nutrition and stuff as well.
Yeah, of course. So my nutrition, yes, I am currently tracking at the moment, but I'm
MyFitnessPal.
MyFitnessPal, always. At the moment I'm just in a maintaining.
Yeah. How many calories do you eat in a day?
So I am eating 2,200.
Wow, that's a nice amount of calories. Cool.
Yeah.
And what's your body weight?
54.
54 kilos, 2,200 calories. Nice.
That's my maintenance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, okay. And you're taking a few meals from Pura, right?
Yeah, so I've signed up with Pura for like 2 meals a day.
Okay.
Because I just find with that, it's just so much easier to, you've got 2 meals of your day where you know exactly how many calories it is, and then you can organize your own breakfast and snacks yourself. And you also, that's allowing for, you've got your staple meals of the day, but it's healthy, making sure you're getting your vegetables in, and then your other meals, you can have a little bit more wiggle room to, fit those couple of pieces of chocolate in the evening.
Oh, yeah.
And things like that.
What's your favourite? My wife, Nalasha, has just started making these mug cakes.
Yeah.
In a mug. Well, she's bought these like small dishes now, but it's in a mug. And you put in some ingredients, you put it in the microwave, and it comes out piping hot, and it's like a chocolate cake. No gluten, no dairy. Like 150, 200 calories for one.
Yeah.
We put vegan ice cream on top of it. I'm serious. This is like some seriously good tasting stuff. Just boom, sweet cravings gone.
Yeah.
What's your thing at the moment that you're like having?
Yeah, similar thing. In the evenings, I always like to have something sweet after my dinner. So whether that's Greek yogurt with some fruit and some dark chocolate.
Yeah.
That does the trick.
Nice.
Or the low calorie ice creams.
Oof. What's your favorite ice cream?
Well, it was you actually that got me onto Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, yeah, here from Dubai, yeah, Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Which flavour?
I've tried the strawberry cheesecake.
Okay, yeah.
And the chocolate and hazelnut.
Chocolate and hazelnut's good.
And the blueberry and lavender, actually.
Did you try that one?
Very good as well.
Yeah, the blueberry and lavender is amazing. It's like like when you first try it, it's like, and then after like 3-4 seconds, you're like,
Yeah.
They've got a new one. I'm pretty sure it's that brand. They've got a protein one. It's a smaller pot. It's 150 calories for one pot. They are insane.
That's the chocolate and hazelnut one. It tastes like Nutella.
Oh, you had it's like a small.
Yeah.
This is a killer.
That's got more protein in than the other ones.
I can have a little bit of dairy, and I'm okay. If I have too much, I get stomach problems.
Yeah.
And I made a mistake of having 2 of those Brooklyn small ones. Oof! The next day I was suffering. I won't go into any details, but yeah, but one's fine. So yeah, they're really good. Yeah, no, nice. All right, cool. Yeah, Brooklyn ice cream, guys. Brooklyn, I'm into Panna.
Okay.
Panna from Gibson's. It's a not that lower calorie as some of the other lower calorie brands like Halo and Brooklyn, but it's very healthy. It's from Australia. It's organic and no dairy. Tastes amazing. You just need to make sure that you weigh out the correct amount of ice cream. With the other ones, it's so low, you can just dive into it and have the whole tub sometimes.
They do with the Halo top, don't they? They do dairy free.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
The Halo dairy free, not that good in my opinion.
No?
Oh, sorry. No. There's one Halo dairy free.
Yeah.
That's the caramel pretzel flavor. This is amazing.
Yeah, it's good.
The caramel pretzel is that and the Panna are probably my favorite at the moment.
Yeah.
Because the Panna use a lot of coconut, and I love anything with coconut in it. It's amazing. So the Panna chocolate and the Halo dairy-free caramel pretzel, killers. So, yeah, if you're listening to this right now and you think a diet is all about eating chicken breast and broccoli and food that you don't enjoy every day, it's absolutely not. Consistency is the most important thing with nutrition. So you need to have that. This is why what Claire spoke about, MyFitnessPal and everything that she said is music to my ears, because that's what I preach to people as well. You've got to have a long-term mindset, and you've got to you've got to eat food that you enjoy. Food is to be enjoyed, and the other side of that is when you eat healthy food consistently. You add in these bits in here. If you're used to eating junk food all the time, your taste buds and your sense of food will change as well. And for me, like frozen grapes is something that I have almost daily. Like a frozen grape, for me, is like it's so sweet and so satisfying. And someone that's maybe not eating so much healthy food, they'll be like, "What, grapes? Like, yeah, they taste all right," because your taste buds are off when you're eating that high fructose. Corn syrup and all these artificial sweeteners and stuff like this. I'm not saying avoid that stuff altogether, but when a higher proportion of your diet is healthy, your taste buds do change.
For sure.
And then eventually it's not something you have to do, eating healthy. It's something that you want to do and you need to do, like drinking water and breathing.
Yeah.
If you don't do it, you're going to feel like crap. So it's a must. It's just like a thing that you do. And that should be the goal for everyone. No, that's great. Okay, I think I've pretty much gone through most of the questions that I wanted to ask you. Is there anything else you wanted to add before we finish this podcast?
No, I think we've covered everything.
Yeah.
My very first podcast.
Amazing.
So a little nervous, but I'd like to just say if any the members want to approach me and need any help and advice with anything, training, nutrition, I'm here.
Guys,
I'm happy to help.
Claire is an expert on nutrition and mindset and training and consistency and everything else we spoke about. She's had the personal experience of going through it all herself as well, and training hundreds of clients and being, like I said, a full PT for years. So she's full of knowledge. She's extremely approachable, as you guys will know as you meet her over the coming weeks. She's in the schedule now full time, so you get to see her classes and chat to her. And Claire's also going to be coming up with some fun events for us all to do over the coming months and over the summer, and super excited. She's got this idea. I'm not going to share it. I'm going to leave you all hanging, but I really can't wait to do it with all you guys as well. So, yeah, thank you, Claire, for your time, and thanks everyone for listening. I'll see you next time.